Hello everybody. Today we're going to be covering what is a cap rate, otherwise known as capitalization rate. Now what the hell is this? Cap rate, cap? What is that, like a hat I should put on so you don't get blinded by the light on my head? No, it has nothing at all to do with hats. What a cap rate is the rate of return an investor would expect from a property if there was no financing or if it was unleveraged. Now, the best way to think of a cap rate is to think of, say, like the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm from San Francisco originally, so imagine you're looking at the bridge. You're on one side of the bridge, you're looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm on the other side, I'm looking at the Golden Gate Bridge. You got a third person looking at the bridge. He's in the water, he's swimming in the San Francisco Bay. We're all looking at the bridge. It's the exact same bridge, but we've all got different perspectives. And that's the best analogy to think of when thinking of the cap rate, because you could have the seller's cap rate, the seller's thinking, hey, my property is beautiful, and this is the best property ever made in the history of mankind. You could have a buyer who's looking at it and saying, no, this is a piece of shit. And you could have a lender with their own opinion of the cap rate. So it's the same theory, it's a cap rate, it's a bridge, but it's just different opinions, different perspectives. Now, how does this affect the valuation? Well, I'll show you. Let's clear this paper out. I got some space, but I'm going to quickly run out. So let's just say you've got a property, an apartment building that spits out $100,000 of income. And for those of you in the industry, or for those of you more experienced, I'm going to simplify this. We're not going to get into PGI, EGI, vacancy allowance. We're just going to keep it nice and simple. My 8-year-old nephew's watching this, so I don't want her to get lost. So you got $100,000 of income, and you've got $50,000 of expenses. So we got income here, expenses. I just thought about it. If an 8-year-old is watching this, I don't know why would you watch it? You should be watching like Sesame Street. You still have that on? But anyways, you got $100,000 in income, $50,000 in expenses, so that leaves you with $50,000 of NOI. For those of you not familiar, NOI is an acronym meaning net operating income. Now, let's just say we've got a seller who's trying to sell his apartment building, and he says, this property is worth, it's a 5 cap. It's a great area, it's a great neighborhood, it's a 5 cap. Now, what is a 5 cap? 5 cap, 5%. Uh-oh, what do you got going on here? You getting tired here? Oh, it's okay, he's good. I have to fix the legs here. So, 5 cap, 5%. 0.05. How do we come up with the valuation? Well, you take the NOI, divide it by 0.05. This is my brain here. I never do this. Do not do this in your head. You might be right 9 times out of 10. That 10th time you're wrong, you're screwed. So I've learned to rely on this. This is my brain. So you take $50,000 divided by 0.05. You have a valuation of $1 million. Let's hope this board stays up, otherwise I'm going to have to re-record this. And I'm putting it out for you right now. So we got a valuation of $1 million at a 5 cap. Follow me here? Now, buyer comes in, says, gosh, I don't feel safe coming here without a bulletproof vest. There's roaches, I don't like the color. My mom thinks it sucks. For whatever reason, the buyer thinks it sucks, but says, hey, I'll buy it, but I think it's worth an 8 cap. So, using the same formula, we got an 8 cap, otherwise known as 8%, or 0.08. Take the $50,000 divided by 0.08, gives us a valuation of $625,000. So let's stop right there. Look at that. Here we have a 5 cap, $1 million. Here we got an 8 cap, $625,000. Now, if this buyer wants to obtain financing, he's going to have to care what the lender thinks, because at the end of the day, if he wants to sell, he wants to buy, if they need bank financing, guess whose cap rate is going to matter the most? The banks, because the bank's going to be the one fronting the cash. Now, the bank comes in, a lot of banks got screwed the last few years, just bad loans were made, investors, it was just a bad situation. So the banks, they're now more conservative. For whatever reason, they say, we think this is worth a 10 cap. I'm giving some exaggerated examples here, but just to emphasize the point that, depending on whose opinion, whose cap rate ends up, being used, can greatly impact the whole nature of the transaction. So going off the bank's cap, you got 10 cap, 10% or 0.1. Let's divide this bad boy. We got 500,000. Oh, sorry, 500,000. 50,000 divided by 0.1. That gives us a value of $500,000. Now I'll be creating another tutorial to show you how this can impact the financing, the DSCR, and you say that with the DSCR. I'm doing a little wrap here for you, but this is a nice primer on cap rates and how you can determine the valuation. I'll probably make another tutorial covering more aspects of the cap rate, but I don't want to make an hour-long video here. So hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or contact me. Take care.